Oh. Sarvadharmastapakatvam sarvadharmasvarupakaha acharyanam mahacharyo Ramakrishnaya te namaha. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. So Sri Ramakrishna teaching us about how we can get the vision of God. We can get the vision of God by purifying our mind and intellect. And how to purify our mind and intellect? Sri Ramakrishna has told us certain ways. That chanting the name of the Lord, singing the glories of the Lord, getting into holy company, practicing prayers, and listening to the instruction of the Guru. So these are some of the ways through which we can purify our heart and get the vision of God. Now, talking about company of holy men, recently I happened to listen to a small clip, about a 1-minute clip from the talk of most revered Swami Gautamananda Ji, the president of Ramakrishna Order, the Ramakrishna Mission, Mutt and Mission. He had spoken in that talk about who is a holy person. And he had given an example quoted by most revered Swami Turiyananda Ji, Hari Maharaj, the disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Turiyananda Ji has said that who is a holy person? Is the holy person only a saint or a monk or a nun who has renounced everything? Swami Turiyananda Ji said, consider that person to be a holy person, seeing whom, listening to whom, the thought of God arises in your mind. The thought of God ignites in your mind, in your heart. The moment you see that person, you are made aware of there is a God. So that is what a holy person is. He may not be a saint, he may not be a monk, she may not be a nun, but any such persons who invokes the presence of God in our heart, that is a holy person. So get this company, get into the company of holy person, start chanting the name of the Lord, practicing spiritual practices, listening to the word of one's Guru. All these things, they purify the heart and they lead to the vision of the God. And then Sri Ramakrishna had spoken that day in that Brahmo gathering where Vijay Krishna Goswami had conducted the worship, that he had said, why you always keep on harping about, I am a sinner, I am a sinner, I am a sinner. Sri Ramakrishna says, one who repeats I am a sinner 100 times, he becomes a sinner. On the contrary, have that strong faith. I have chanted the name of the Lord. I have promised the Lord that I will never make such a mistake. I might have committed sin, but I am now committed. I will never make that mistake. How can I be a sinner? I have chanted the name of the Lord. Have that faith, and all your sins will fly away like the birds from the tree under which we beat the drums. The moment we start beating the drums, birds fly away. The moment we start chanting the name of the Lord, these birds of sin, they fly away. You can no more be a sinner. Never have this attitude of harping that I am a sinner, I am a sinner, I am a sinner. That I might have committed, fine. But no more now. So have that, purify your tongue by singing the God's name rather than singing I am a sinner, I am a sinner, I am a sinner. Sing God's name. Chant God's name and you will no more be sinner, Sri Ramakrishna says. Now today, on this particular day in December 1882, again devotees have come to Sri Ramakrishna, and Babu Ram, the great, the most revered Swami Premananda Ji, another disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, is there. Then M is there, and Sri Ramakrishna is talking to them that telling them a very, very special spiritual instructions. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, a man becomes liberated even in this life when he knows that God is the doer of all things. Once the man realizes it is God who is doing everything, I am insignificant. That is the time when Sri Ramakrishna says man attains liberation, mukti, the enlightenment, even in this very life. He need not carry on austerities life after life after life. Just he has to realize, he has to get this realization, it is he. It is the Divine Mother. She is doing everything. I am just an insignificant instrument in her hand. She is making me do this. I am doing it. She is making me jump. I am jumping. She is the doer. So Sri Ramakrishna says that once, in fact, Keshav Chandra Sen had visited with Shambhu Malik, and Sri Ramakrishna said, I told them also that not even a leaf moves except will of God. What you are saying, I am doing this, I am doing that. You people can't do anything. Everything happens with the will of God, with His grace, with the grace of the Divine Mother. Where is man's free will? All are under the will of God. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, he gave an example of his guru, Nangta Totapuri, who was the spiritual guru of Sri Ramakrishna on the Advaitic sadhana. The Totapuri Nangta, he was once badly suffering from stomach pain. And the pain became so unbearable that Nangta thought, let me drown this body in the Ganges. This pain is troubling me so much, not able to focus on my Brahman. What is this body after all? It is nothing, it is mithya, so let me drown it in the Ganges. And Nangta went to the Ganges to drown himself. But where is the water? Nangta moving on and on and on and on, just the knee-deep water. He couldn't even drown himself. He had crossed the Ganges and almost got to the opposite side bank. No water in the Ganges. Now imagine, Nangta could not find water deep enough in that river Ganges to drown himself. And that's when he realized, I cannot will anything. I want to. I have will to drown this body, but that Mahamaya, that ultimate magician, is making a fool of me by removing water from the Ganges itself. I cannot drown. There is not sufficient water for my body. And Nangta was quite a hefty person for that matter, tall and well built. He could not find water to drown himself. And that's when he had that ultimate realization that even the Maya that I'm calling Mithya has some kind of role to play. It is not only Brahman. And then Nangta did accept this fact to Sri Ramakrishna, that yes, what you keep on talking about your mother, I mean, okay, that also makes sense. It is all His will. My will is immaterial. My will is so insignificant. It is His will that finally takes the entire control of all the situations. And then he understood everything. Then he realized, Sri Ramakrishna says, that man is not free even to kill himself. Everything depends on the will of the Divine Mother. Everything depends on the will of that great Mahamaya. Nothing happens with our will. Sri Ramakrishna says, this happened even with me. That once I was so very ill, I was about to cut my throat with a knife. But I couldn't. And then Sri Ramakrishna said, therefore, I always now pray to the Mother. She had made me realize this, that our will is extremely insignificant. And then Sri Ramakrishna said that, therefore I say, O Mother, I am the machine, thou art the operator. I cannot operate on my own unless you operate me, unless you make me do it. I am the charioteer. You are the driver. You are the charioteer. I'm just an ordinary chariot. What can I do of my own? Unless you hook those horses, you take the reins and ask me to run. Only then this chariot can move forward after these horses take me forward. Otherwise, what can chariot do on its own? Nothing. For that, there has to be a charioteer, the Sarathi, the driver. I move as thou movest me. I do as thou makest me do. That is the prayer. That is what always Sri Ramakrishna used to tell his beloved Divine Mother. And then he sang a few songs pertaining, signifying the same truth that he had told to the devotees. And Master explained different things on the spiritual part, and why did then the topic came on, why did God create so much suffering? And to that, Sri M gave an example that in one of the talks Vidyasagar had given spoken about Chengiz Khan. Sri M now is telling the gathering and Sri Ramakrishna that what is the use of calling on God? That is what Vidyasagar had once told in one talk. Just think of this incident. At one time, Chengiz Khan plundered a country and imprisoned many people, millions of people. The number of prisoners rose to about 100,000. The commander of his army said to him that, Your Majesty, who will feed all these 100,000 mouths? It is risky to keep them with us. It will be equally dangerous to release them because they can create revolt against us if we release them just like that. What shall I do? And what was Chengiz Khan's answer? Chengiz Khan said, that is true. What can be done? Well, have them killed. And all the 100,000, those million of prisoners, they were killed. The order was accordingly given to cut them to pieces. Now, that was the point Vidyasagar was going to make. Now, God saw this slaughter, didn't he? But he didn't stop it in any way. And then Vidyasagar said, therefore I don't need God, whether he exists or not. I don't derive any good from him. So that was the talk Vidyasagar had given, which Sri M narrated that there is this so much of suffering in the world and God doesn't do anything at all. God doesn't prevent all this killing of 100,000 prisoners. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, is it possible to understand God's action and his motive? We meager pawns in the hands of Lord, we try to think with our little intelligence. Why is God not preventing all these mishaps? Why God is not preventing all these tragedies and miseries? And Sri Ramakrishna says that is it possible to understand God's action and his motive? He creates, he preserves, he destroys. As simple as that. Can we ever understand why he destroys? We cannot. It is his will. It is his prerogative to create, to preserve, and to destroy. We cannot question his will. We cannot question his motives. We cannot question his actions. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, I say to the Divine Mother, O Mother, I do not need to understand how you work, how you, what is your motive. I need not, there is no need for me to understand. Please give me love for thy lotus feet. That's all I want. I don't want to know why you are not doing this, why you are doing this, why you are not taking care of the miseries of the world. Why you are not taking care of the destruction of the world. I don't want to ask any of these things to you. All I want to seek from you is the divine love for your lotus feet. The aim of human life is to attain bhakti. But a strong commander of bhakti. He always talks of bhakti. He always talks of divine love, Sri Ramakrishna. The aim of human life is to attain bhakti. As for other things, the mother knows the best. I have come to the garden to eat mangoes. I have come to this mango grove to eat mangoes. What is the use of my calculating number of trees, branches, leaves? I only eat the mangoes. I don't need to know the number of trees in this grove. I need not know number of branches or number of leaves. Just come and eat mangoes. I don't want to know why mother is not preventing these tragedies, why mother is creating these tragedies. I don't want to know anything. I just want the love for her holy feet. And then since this love for her holy feet came, then Sri Ramakrishna starts explaining the difference between these two terminologies which always confuse devotees, Daya and Maya. And whether these are the same, the Daya is compassion, Maya is attachment. Are these same on the scale of love? That I want the divine love. So Sri Ramakrishna is now further explaining, further elaborating this point on, is this love in terms of Daya and Maya, are these two loves same? Now Sri Ramakrishna explains. Sri Ramakrishna says that, remember that Daya, that is compassion, and Maya, that is attachment, are totally different things. They may indicate love, but the pattern of love that these two, Daya and Maya, indicate are extremely different. These two are totally different terms. These two, compassion and attachment, have got no similarity for that matter, except the element of love. It is love one feels. What is Maya? It is love one feels for one's family, for one's friends, for one's the society, for me and mine basically. Love for me and mine is Maya. And what is there? It is compassion for all the things in this creation. Not just me and mine. All the beings in this universe, whether they are the human beings, whether they are animal beings, whether they are from plant kingdom, whether they are inanimate. The same love for all the beings. That is Daya. And now Sri Ramakrishna brings this point, how this difference, one pulls us to the world and one liberates us. They are both love, but love for me and mine, and love for all the beings, for the entire creation. These are extremely opposite. They have totally different roles to play. The Maya binds us in these worldly attachments. And that's how Sri Ramakrishna sees that. If you see anywhere an instance that through compassion one serves all beings, through Daya one serves all beings, through Maya one simply gets attached to one's own me and mine. Maya also comes from God, Sri Ramakrishna says. Of course, both are created by the Lord. Daya as well as Maya. Maya also comes from God. But Sri Ramakrishna says, through Maya, God serves one's relatives, one's family, one's friends, one's belongings. But one thing should be remembered, Maya keeps us in ignorance, entangles us in the world, whereas Daya makes our hearts pure and gradually unties the bond. Where Maya gets us trapped, Daya unbounds us. Daya loosens those attachments and makes us free from all these attachments. And this, Sri Ramakrishna says that God cannot be, unless one has Daya, God cannot be realized. And God can only be realized with the purity of heart. One receives the grace of God by subduing the passions of lust, anger, and greed. All these passions which are the products of Maya. All the products of love for me and mine. Lust, greed, anger, jealousy, hatred. All these passions, they bind us in the worldly entanglements. So this is how the Daya and Maya are to be treated, are to be understood. That Daya tries to liberate us. Daya tries to free us from all these worldly attachments which Maya has trapped us in that rope, which Maya has trapped us in that net. Daya paves the way. Daya loosens this, the knots which have tied us down to the world. And then Sri Ramakrishna says that this cannot be attained without purity of the mind. And while talking about purity of mind, Sri Ramakrishna, right from his childhood, he had that purity of mind, Sri Ramakrishna says. And Sri Ramakrishna says, in fact, he says that I tried many things to get in order to conquer lust. Although he himself, right from the childhood, he was endowed with that purity of mind, after all, an incarnation of God. Sri Ramakrishna says, even I had to do so many things to control lust. What to talk about the ordinary human beings? And that's why Sri Ramakrishna keeps on telling us, chant the name of the Lord, sing the glories of the Lord, get into the company of holy men, and listen to the words of, follow the words of your Guru. And then that daya will get ignited in your heart. That daya will overpower your maya and bring you to the path of liberation, to the path of enlightenment. And then Sri Ramakrishna is telling about his own experience of attaining the samadhi when he was a boy of 10, 11 years. Sri Ramakrishna says, when I was 10 or 11 years old and lived at Kamarpukur, I first experienced samadhi at that young age. And even still he had to undergo all those practices. So Sri Ramakrishna says, don't run away from the spiritual practices, are a must. And now Sri Ramakrishna is talking about how when he experienced that samadhi at the age of 10 or 11. He says, as I was passing through a paddy field, I saw something and was overwhelmed, and I lost my consciousness of this plane. He was sent to the transcendental plane. He went into that plane where there was nothing but joy, there was nothing but enlightenment, there was nothing but bliss absolute. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, there are certain characteristics of God vision. One sees light. He sees light all around. The entire darkness gets eliminated, and it is nothing but light. Tamaso maha jyotirgamaya. From the ignorance, one gets into the enlightenment. He sees light. He feels joy. There is nothing but anandam. There is nothing but absolute bliss in one's heart. And experiences the upsurge of a great current in one's chest, like the bursting of a rocket. There is such a wonderful spiritual upsurge. There is a spiritual blast in the heart, and one experiences that state. Now, what that state is, we cannot talk in words. We can only experience that bliss that cannot be described. We can only experience that light that cannot be described. It is not like the light of this tube light or light of sun. It is enlightenment beyond the way of any expression, only to be experienced. And that happens only with the pure state of mind. That happens only when daya ignites and takes control of the maya element in our lives. So that is a great teaching Sri Ramakrishna has taught us in this particular teaching at Dakshineshwar, with Sri Anne and Babu Ram being there. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.